All right, it's one of the best times of the year, ladies and gentlemen. March Madness is here. The bracket rolling out yesterday. Everybody across the country filling them out. Whether you know college basketball or you don't, it feels like every single person now hops on board, fills out these brackets. It's just so much fun to do. I'm going to go through, give you my quick reactions to it, maybe roll out my final bracket later in the week before the games officially tip off Thursday. But let's just hop right into it. Out of the East region, your number one overall seed, UConn Huskies. I really like UConn's draw here. I know a lot of people have been kind of iffy on whether the Huskies can repeat. They've been so dominating. The only one seed to win their conference tournament here. I really like what they do. They feel like a juggernaut. UConn obviously rolling here. FAU Northwestern, interesting matchup. FAU a sleeper good team, but Northwestern, really good three-point shooting team. San Diego State and UAB, upset alert. The Mountain West had a big day yesterday. The committee very high on the Mountain West. We know those 12-5s. I'll go with the 12 there. Auburn, just quick reactions here. Auburn, your SEC champions, they are looking good. Lower part of the East region, we got BYU and Duquesne. Big time win for Duquesne. They had the confetti go off on them before the game was over. The ultimate jinx, they managed to grind it through. BYU solid out of the Big 12. I like the Cougs there. Illinois, your Big 10 champs. Morehead State, not the best draw for them. We've also seen a trend of a lot of 13 and 14 seeds winning over the past few seasons, so could be one. My 7-10 upset, I really like the Drake Bulldogs here. I don't think Wazoo's any good. Iowa State, your Big 12 champs. Anybody who wins the Big 12 is a pretty good basketball team. Iowa State, I like going further than anybody. I really have just UConn, Iowa State, and I mean, you can't not have the Huskies in the Final Four. I just think they're that dominant. Let's head over to the West region. UNC, obviously nice one. Mississippi State, Michigan State, interesting matchup. Both teams pretty good down the stretch. Mississippi State playing themselves off the bubble. Got to go with a little SEC pride here. St. Mary's finally winning that conference over in the WAC. Wild. Gonzaga finally down. Grand Canyon, though, don't sleep on the Antelopes here. Got a little bit of a tournament experience last year. Very dangerous 12 seed. I'm going to hang with St. Mary's there. Alabama, they're falling off a cliff, but I think it's good enough to get past Charleston. New Mexico, one of your automatic bid stealers out of the Mountain West. Another team getting in. Clemson, ACC, kind of an okay season. New Mexico, coached by Rick Pitino's son, Rich Pitino. There's some good pedigree there. I just don't think they're a very talented team. Baylor, they won the Natty a few years ago. Dayton and Nevada, another 7-10 interesting game. Another Mountain West team. Arizona, good out of the Pac-12, fell short in the Pac-12 tournament. Long Beach State, one of the best stories of the tournament. Their coach, they had agreed to part ways with him on Monday, but he just kept on winning and won that conference tournament. So good for Long Beach State and them. Arizona, again, I like Baylor a lot here. A lot of chalky things. I think, St. Mary's, North Carolina, I really like UNC. I know they did lose to NC State, but NC State was on one of those unconscious runs that you're never really going to see. Baylor, I like the Baylor Bears. I know they're not perfect, but they've been playing pretty well. They did get shellacked by Iowa State, but I'm very high on Iowa State. I think it's a terrible draw for Iowa State to get stuck against UConn. Now, can they do it? Obviously, but I think Iowa State would find themselves in a much better situation heading into the Final Four. I think right now I'm gonna lean Baylor getting to the Final Four again. Again, these are just early takes on this stuff. I like the Bears a lot. Good connections there also. Got to root for some of my boys over there. Let me flip it on over here to the other side. We'll go to the south side. Memphis, Houston, they were rolling teams. They end up getting shellacked. They lose by 28 to Iowa State in the Big 12 championship game. I am not biased whatsoever what this pick, maybe the best 8-9 game you're going to see. Nebraska and A&M, two really good teams. A&M coming on very strong down the stretch. Got to go with my boys, Palpable Bud Williams, and I think that's a good matchup there. Houston and A&M played earlier this season in Houston. 4-point game for the Cougs. Tough draw for them. A&M will not be intimidated. Gonna take the Cougars there, but do not be surprised if A&M can get past Nebraska, which is a big if. Nebraska is a very good team. Then we got the PFT versus Big Cat. We got, pardon my take bowl, Wisconsin and James Madison. I like James Madison. I'm not a big Wisconsin guy. The Big Ten, I feel like, is overrated most of the time, most of the years. They got to the Big Ten championship game, lost to Illinois. Duke and Vermont. If I'm going to go with a 13 over a 4, I'm going to go with Vermont. Duke is just, they don't have that dog in them anymore. It doesn't feel like John Shai, like him as a guy. They don't have it in there. We got a 12-13. It feels like we always get one of these every single year. Dangerous if you're picking these upsets. This is a weird spot to be in coming out of this. It's a really good draw for Houston. You could easily get one of these teams, but then again, you could get Duke, Wisconsin, and it's no big deal. Interesting for them. Tech and NC State. NC State, a team who played themselves into the tourney. Good for them. Tech, really, really, really good turnaround this season. Started off slow. Kentucky was playing some of the best basketball in the country, I felt, after losing their opener against my Aggies. Florida against Boise State and Colorado, two bubble teams getting in there. Florida just got to the SEC championship. They're as hot as anybody right now. If they don't shoot the ball well, they could be very, very vulnerable. But man, when they get moving the rock and then they start shooting, they are dangerous. Marquette, Shaka Smart, good run, lost to UConn in the Big East championship game. I do like Marquette. I do like Shaka here. Kentucky, another good sleeper. And you know what? I really, really like the Wildcats here. I think this is do or die for John Calipari to get to a Final Four, to make another deep run with Kentucky. It's been too long. I like the Wildcats a lot out of that South region. Midwest region, Purdue, everybody's going to pick against them. They just lost last year as a 1 seed. I can't stand Zach Edey. We know that. I'm going to go with Utah State over TCU. TCU, another kind of average-ass Big 12 team. And I think the Aggies okay. Gonzaga, getting a 5 seed here. They had a really down season as far as Gonzaga standards are concerned. But you draw a really banged-up Kansas team. Dickerson's out. It could be, really tenuous here. But McNeese State, no joke, a 30-win team on the season. Another 4-5 game where I could see Samford and McNeese winning. I'm not sure, though. Obviously, you can see both Kansas and Gonzaga, and they have a little bit of history going back these past few tournaments. I think these are really interesting 12-5s and 4-13s on this side of the bracket. Obviously, talking about Vermont, Duke, and James Madison in Wisconsin. I'm going to go Samford with an up. Kansas got one and done last year. I think they get one done here. And I'm going to go with McNeese State, and maybe the Razors of McNeese State are your big ones, and we get Purdue getting an easy draw here. I can't stand Purdue. Don't pick Purdue. I'm going to have to end up doing Oregon. Stole the berth out of the Pac-12. I like them. South Carolina's been playing really well down the stretch. They were picked to finish last in the SEC, and they finished tied for second. But Creighton, really good draw here. I like Creighton a lot. I think they're a sleeper here. And then UVA, Colorado State, Texas. I can't pick Texas. I can't do it. Can't do it. There's always one play-in team that wins a game. I think since they've added these play-in teams, we've seen one play-in team win. So give me whoever wins. I think it's just that nauseating awful. I think Colorado State, was a little underranked, another Mountain West team. UVA, I can't watch play basketball. They probably shouldn't even be in this tournament. A lot of people claiming for St. John's. Indiana State, the highest net-rated team not to make the tournament. Oh, St. Pete's are back. We saw the Peacocks go on a big run. But Rick Barnes, Tennessee, big time. But they're going to let it down. And I've already got 2 threes. God, I can't. This is bad, man. I can't go with Purdue here. I might have to flip Baylor in my final bracket here. I can't go with 2 3 seeds over here. This is tough. I think this is tough. I'd lean Creighton over Purdue, but maybe Zach Edey and Purdue are just too much to deal with. Tennessee, they just always let down in this tournament. If Kansas was healthier, I would really like Kansas. This is just kind of a weird bracket with a lot of teams that are not as good as they have been in the past, Gonzaga, Kansas, and teams that always let down in the tournament, Purdue, Tennessee. So very interesting bracket moving forward. If I had to pick, gun to my head, maybe I'll go with Tennessee. You know what? Maybe Tennessee actually gives it done. A little SEC bias over here. Played some really good games between Kentucky and Tennessee. That's going to do it for us today. Excited to get the brackets going. Excited to get them filled out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Who are you taking? Who are you high on? Who are you on your upset watch? Who do you think is going to make a crazy deep run? We see it almost every year. Some wild seed gets to an Elite Eight or maybe even a Final Four, an 8 or higher. It's been a lot of parity in college basketball, a lot of fun. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, if you haven't already, drop a quick like on this video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We got new sports content every single day on here. If you want to support the channel more, help me out, sign up for that channel membership. You get early access to videos, you get access to exclusive videos. We're trying to build up that catalog, give you guys more great content, help support me, allows me to keep making this great stuff for you guys every single day. Again, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.